Hey you guys, welcome back. So today I just wanted to I got my binder. hmm I got my notebook for some notes I made because you know what I was thinking about today. I was really thinking about how everyone, they talk about, things that you should get or do for your wedding. But I feel like I don't really hear many people talking about how not to be overwhelmed. So that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. Although I'm excited to do the whole series, I have a whole lot of ideas to talk about because, again, if you are new here or you didn't catch that last video, I did recently get married at the end of August, so that's not too long ago. So I do want to share tips and advice from my point of view and things that helped me out while I was planning our wedding. So, in order to not get overwhelmed, like this is a big thing, which is to take breaks. Like for me, from the engagement to getting married, I had 6 months. Some people get married in even lesser time. Plus, I was moving on top of that, so I had a lot of things going on. So yeah, so it's different factors of to why people can start to feel overwhelmed, and if you need to take a break, then you should. Because when you think about it like you're about to marry the love of your life, like your person, okay? So, and that is one of the most biggest and important days of your life. So, of course, like this day should be filled with um love, and that process should be accordingly. Like you should be happy when planning your wedding. Like that's one of the most important days of your life and one of the most happiest, joyous days of your life. So of course, like the process for planning your wedding should be happy, and you have to take breaks. I took breaks. I know my family were like, "Girl, you got 6 months. Like, you need to get to it." I'm like, "I am getting to it. That's what you don't understand. I have been planning. You got the notebook. You see this? I have notebooks. Okay, I'm very organized into it and orderly. Um, I like things written out and planned out. So therefore, like when it came to like planning my wedding, I already knew like what I needed to get done. And so I had to take breaks. Like if ever I felt overwhelmed or that it wasn't being a fun time, like you know what I mean? Like and it was more stressful than me being happy when planning it, I cut it off. Because I'm like, I want to remember this whole process, the wedding day and the planning, as one of the most happiest moments of my life. So that's why, in order to keep it positive, I cut it off when I felt like it was consuming me and not in a good way. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, a lot of factors, you worrying about this aspect of your wedding, that aspect of your wedding, and so many decisions to make, and to stand on your business. So, yeah, sometimes you do got to push through even when you are overwhelmed, but other times when you have time to break, take a break. Okay, take a break and do a little each week. That's what I did. I personally had goals that I wanted to do in my head. I'm like, okay, this week I'm gonna try to find my bouquets. This week I'm gonna try to work on my wedding favors. This week I'm gonna work on our photos. It was different aspects, and this week so on so on so on. So that's how you can do, like, try to break it up a little bit, you know, each week of things that you want to get done for yourself. And, you got to also be willing to accept help. That's another one. You got friends and family that say, "Oh, if you need anything, just let me know. Please let me know." Yes, well, a lot of times, like when we hear people, like I know when I hear that, like, "Oh, just let me know if you need help." I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to bother you," like, so I just figure it out. But no, for your wedding, you need to accept help. And mind you, I was very, very hands on with this. I was very hands on with my wedding. A lot of brides have a whole lot of regrets when they look back at their wedding day, like, "Oh, I wish I could do this different, that, whatever." I don't. Why? Because I had my hands on every little aspect of my wedding. I mean, every single thing I had my hands on. My thing is this, right? If you know you're a very organized person and you like things done a certain way, right? Especially for such a huge, monumentous day like that, it can be terrifying to kind of relinquish the reins a little bit and let somebody else handle a task. But that's why you got to give people tasks that are within their range and that you feel comfortable with as well, like releasing. Example, I was looking for certain wedding chargers, right? I got them from Dollar Tree. They were the clear one, the clear plates with the gold rim on it, right? Now, what can be overwhelming when planning your wedding is going from store to store to store, different location, this location, you gotta go here, gotta go there, see if this store has it. I was going everywhere, everywhere, far and wide, trying to find those charger plates. Okay, and some days I didn't feel like it. So guess what? Hey sis, can you please go check out the Dollar Tree that's near you or near your job and blah blah blah, and I will cash app you, da 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 da. You know, if you find them, get other people that say they don't mind helping, and you know they don't mind helping. Get them to help you, cause it does, it's a weight off your shoulder, something else that you really don't have to worry about, because now that you kind of like let them do what they can do, now you can move on to something else that has more of an importance, you know? So definitely allow your friends and family to help. Allow them to help. Um, I was going to say something about with help because I was gonna say some people like to try to take over your wedding if you're not careful, but you know I have a strong personality, so that won't happen. I think you should be open to people helping you and their suggestions and ideas and stuff. But at the end of the day, you please gotta remember that this is your day. Okay? So with your day, of course you want your friends and family to be a part of it. You know, people that's down for you. You want people to be there for you. And you want to be there and for them to share in that happy moment. But you gotta also remember you can't please everybody. Some things other people might be like, why are you doing that? But it's because it's what? Your wedding. So if it's your wedding, then what else can you say? But okay, I heard that. You know what I mean? Like, let people have their day. Okay, I'm not even gonna go on a tangent on that. But even if you're getting help or people are doing like love gifts for you, just make sure that it's still your vision, it's still what you want, and that you will not have no regrets about doing whatever it is or whatever they, you know, would like to help you out with. Just make sure it's still your vision. There's nothing wrong with taking good ideas, but anyways, I'll make another video about that. But staying in line with what I was talking about, after you also have to make sure you stay within your means. Okay? You have to make sure you stay within your means. You have to make sure that if you know your budget is only about 5 grand, don't try to get things that will cause it to go above that, above and beyond. And then all of a sudden now you're looking at a $20,000 wedding because why? Because you didn't stay within your means. You can have a really nice wedding, I promise you. You can have a really nice wedding if you plan, you budget, you save, and you be smart. You can have a really nice wedding. It does not have to hurt your pocketbook. It doesn't have to hurt your accounts. It doesn't have to hurt any of that. Okay? And another thing that will help you from not becoming too overwhelmed is getting some connections. That will be your lifeline. Connections are everything. And if you have none, you better go make some. I had to make some more connections within people that I knew. I needed a DJ. I needed a DJ. I needed a coordinator. I needed people that would help, and I needed a photographer. Make your connections, because chances are your friend knows someone. Your friend or your family member knows somebody who knows somebody or knows someone themselves, or your own family members could definitely be a part of your day. A lot of my friends and family were, which we were thankful for. Okay, so I met my DJ from a friend of mine. You say, girl, I said, yeah. She was like, how's wedding planning going? You know, you'd be like, good, but you know, I'm like, it's going good, but I need to find a DJ. Oh, a DJ? I know someone. And then you take their connect, right? Because a lot of times, some people know more than one DJ. And when you get your DJ, when you get that connect, right, that number, you ask for a quote, okay? I can't go into too much detail because I want this video to be about not being overwhelmed, but trying to like stay within your budget and your means is important. Make sure that when you are enlisting and trying to find all these connections that you ask for quotes. You know, you say, hey, you know, I was just seeing if you had the availability, say your wedding dates, and me and my fiance was just wanting a quote. Thank you for, you know, whatever. And, you know, send that off and wait for it and compare. But you also want it to be not only reasonable, but you also, I lost my train of thought. You want to be reasonable and you also want it to be good quality, is what I was going to say. But yeah. And so, yeah, be open to connecting with others and accepting help from your friends and family. And then we have, well, help you not be overwhelmed when planning your wedding are vision boards. Go to Pinterest, go to Google, find out what you like. Find out what would be your aesthetic. Like, everybody has different personalities and different tastes. So definitely kind of get in a eye. I know that helped me a lot. I had lots of Pinterest boards, lots of pictures. I was screenshotting everything. Anything that I like, screenshot. Even on Instagram, on these social media platforms, screenshot things, save videos, make you a private playlist where it's nothing. That's what I did, and it says wedding, and I had just a wedding section of anything that I liked. I was like, ooh, I want to do that at my wedding. I want to do something similar. You can kind of get your flavor from different things and piecing them together, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then you have your own style. But yeah, you gotta figure out what you like, so that will help you. And then you gotta take care of yourself, okay? Because like I said, when planning a wedding or any major event for that matter, you can really get overwhelmed, and it might be the whole day gone by, you haven't really ate nothing, you haven't drank. Did you shower? Did you clean yourself? Did you clean up your area? Like, did you work? Did you do the things that you need to get done that day? Don't allow your wedding to consume you to where you aren't getting together yourself and the other important things that's on your list to do. And you also, now this, I don't know how y'all gonna feel about this, but this is this is just my advice, okay? Because you need to save money during your courting stage. I know you're like, but you don't know if they're really gonna propose and da da da. I don't care. If listen to me. If you just happen to stumble on this video and you just happen to be just watching it because you like watching wedding videos and you eventually want to be married one day and you're just, you know, kind of surfing and stuff, please don't wait until you're engaged to start trying to save money. Save money beforehand. If you really feel, I kid you not, that expression used to send me, when you know, you know. And I used to be like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean when you know, you know? But no, honestly, when you know, you know. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. And I mean, that expression used to send me, because I'm like, what do you mean you? But I'm telling you, when it happens to you, you'll know exactly what they mean by that. You'll know exactly what I mean by that. So I'm saying, like, if you really feel like this person's intentional and they're doing all the things, they're checking off all the marks, you're praying about it, everything is lining up, just smooth. It's a smooth process. You don't have to question nothing, no doubts, no nothing. They just moving how they need to move and how you never even felt ever in your life before. No one's ever made you feel. I'm telling you, put money aside while you're dating people. Even if you have a period where you're single, make sure that you're putting those cash stuffing envelopes. those binders, they have different sections where you can put in what you want for each category. Get you a whole wedding binder and allocate different categories like wedding dress, wedding shoes, hair, makeup, whatever else you need, wedding cake. Make wedding flowers. Put it all these different categories in a binder so you already have money put aside for that the whole time, even when you're single. Save for your future wedding. If you know good as well that you want to be married and you're doing things in order to put yourself in a position to be married, then more than likely you're going to be married one day. And you want to have this money stacked. Because the way I say that is because that's how you can be overwhelmed by all these prices of these things. Photographers costs, catering costs, venues costs, everything costs. And everything is going sky high. You might have to travel depending on what you got going on, you know? So, and you might, you want to buy different little gifts of appreciation. You want to buy favor. It's so much stuff that will cost, and you're like, goodness. You don't. I'm telling y'all better save. Save. I don't care if you're single. Save money for your future wedding. You know you want to be married. If it never happened, then it never happens. If it never happens, then hey, I guess you weren't meant to be married, and that's fine. That's fine. You can be whole by yourself, okay? A person just adds to you. But you take that money that you save up and put it to a nice vacay or investing or whatever else you want to do with them funds. You do what you feel is best. But I would say definitely save. Definitely save. And so yeah, those are the tips that I have. Overall, those things should help you not to be overwhelmed. And just making sure that I don't miss anything. Yeah, but those are the tips that I have. But overall, just take your time and you can, because that's how you get overwhelmed, trying to do everything like 50 tasks in 1 week. Don't do that. You're not going to even enjoy that process. I know some people be like, well, you got to hurry up and get it done. No, you got to take care of your mental health too. You got to try to get as close to being balanced as you can. Because if you don't, that's when things go haywire. That's when it's not enjoyable. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys subscribe if this video was helpful for you. Thumbs up, share, do all those good things for me, and I appreciate you. Until the next time, bye you guys.